From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darrell W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, May 6th, 2015. Silver is trading at $16.54 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,195 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $237. Antiwar.com reports, as expected, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell from Kentucky has cut off debate on the compromise bill aimed at giving Congress the power to veto a P5+1 nuclear agreement with Iran. Senator McConnell's move cuts off debate on further amendments to the bill, which have predominantly aimed to add more onerous restrictions to a nuclear deal that would almost certainly kill the talks outright. This was a contentious subject among Senate hawks, as some wanted the harsher language in the bill, while others believed it put the veto-proof majority of the compromise bill at risk and might have prevented Congress from blocking the Iran deal in the future. The test vote for the bill is Thursday and aims for a 60-vote majority, which would formally cut off the possibility of getting further amendments into the bill. Hawkish Senators Tom Cotton from Arkansas and Marco Rubio from Florida have blasted the move. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerary supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $3 per month or any amount of Bitcoin per month, thanks to the recurring payment options provided by Coinbase. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com. UPI reports the Obama administration on Tuesday approved companies to provide ferry services between the United States and Cuba. The U.S. Treasury and Commerce Departments issued 2 licenses to operate between the two countries, according to the Sun Sentinel in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Those companies are Havana Ferry Partners of Fort Lauderdale, Baja Ferries of Miami, United Caribbean Lines Florida of Greater Orlando, and Airline Brokers Company of Miami and Fort Lauderdale. One Puerto Rican-based company, American Cruise Ferries, told CNN it has also been granted a license. Cuba must also grant the company's approval in order for the service to proceed. Havana Ferries managing partner Leonard Mocklin Sr. told the Sun Sentinel, "I'm very excited because this is a historical event in U.S.-Cuba relations. Traveling by ferry between the two countries is expected to be a cheaper option than flying, and travelers could transport larger amounts of luggage." James D. Winesand, an attorney for American Cruise Ferries, told CNN this is a significant opportunity to advance U.S.-Cuba relations. The news came on the same day that New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced JetBlue Airways, partnered with Cuba Travel Services, would offer direct flights from New York City to Havana, Cuba, starting July 3rd. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports ride-hailing service Uber on Tuesday said it ceased operations in Kansas after the state legislature decided to override Governor Sam Brownback's veto of a bill that would impose stricter regulations on ride-hailing services. Uber said the bill makes it impossible for it to operate in the state. The Kansas Senate on Tuesday voted 96-25 to override Brownback's veto of the Kansas Transportation Network Company Services Act. The bill requires companies to certify that drivers have comprehensive and collision insurance and requires new drivers to undergo background checks performed by the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. Uber says it already conducts its own third-party background checks and provides commercial auto insurance coverage. The company has been fighting with cities across the United States, contending that it is not a taxi service and should not be required to adhere to existing taxi regulations. Uber said in March it would halt operations in Anchorage, Alaska until the city can work out details enabling the company's drivers to accept paying fares. In Oregon, the city of Eugene sued Uber in March, asking the court to stop Uber from operating until it meets what the city calls minimum safety requirements. Uber in February said it would suspend operations in Boise, Idaho, after reaching an impasse in negotiations with city leaders over new regulations. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.